Well, yeah, 1 win and 5 losses, and Modern was drunk. Remind you of that.
Hi, it's Gimbled 1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox One, and today I've got a fun duel in FDLs for you. This is me versus Blank Harmless Commander, so I'm really in trouble. No, it's actually me versus Mayrune of IED. I probably would lose to Blank Harmless Commander, I'm not going to lie, but at least here I'm dying to someone who's actually got thumbs. This is Mayrune of IED, one of IED's finest and one of IED's nicest pilots. If all of IED were like Mayrune, I would never have an issue with IED whatsoever. Just putting that out there. If you want to check out Corvette duels and amazing 1v1s, check out Mayrune's channel. I will link it in the description below. He is a super nice dude and fights really good 1v1s with Corvettes. He very rarely fights in anything other than a Corvette, so I was honoured that he would step down to an FDL to duel me. There is a slight reason for this. I don't have a Corvette. My cutter is a pirate ship, and my Type 10 would not last 5 minutes against him. So he, happily for me, agreed to a duel in FDLs. Considering I've still not even unlocked the Corvette and refused to do so, it would have been waiting a while for me to have a Corvette duel with him. As to this fight, somebody asked me to do like an in-depth thing about how a PvP. I don't know why they would ask this, because I'm rubbish. I don't flight assist off. I have intrinsically bad flight skills, and I'm only able to use gimbled weapons because I'm so useless I can't get to grips with fixed. I am going to try and get better. This is actually an ongoing project. Vaz has decided that he wants to be the Yoda to my Luke Skywalker and try and teach me. I think he's got an impossible task ahead, but I am in the process of building a ship, and once this war with IED is wrapped up, I'm actually going to dedicate some time to trying to get better at PvP. At the moment I'm having fun. As a space trucker, it is interesting, and I've been fighting against the best players in the game just because it's fun, and I mean, I'm not expecting to win many. If you look at my opponents in these 6 fights, you'll see why I'm 1-5, and the only one, as Don pointed out at the start, is because Modern Heracles was very, very drunk when we fought. I mean, he was gazeboed. He was so legless. It was a really fun evening. It was quite fun because we actually won many fights that evening, like teaming up. But the 1v1 was slightly too much for him, and yeah, he ended up cooked. Which is how all my fights are going to end in this ship. I'll be honest, I don't know why I went down this route of getting into PvP, or why I had this PvP kick, but it's been really fun. I started doing 1v1s with like the likes of Nightfall Saul, Walking Dead, Modern Heracles, guys that are way up there in terms of skill level compared to me. Mayrune here is, streets ahead of me in terms of ability and combat skill. I am just terrible at combat. I spent like 3 years in this game with an all Lacon fleet, not fighting anybody and just basically running away. My only real combat experience is a Diamondback Scout stealth ship, which I used as a glorified wing beacon to help EXO drop more ships into instances. I'm not a combat guy. You can look back through my channel. Somebody even accused me of lying about this, but if you look back through my channel, you'll notice I am a space trucker, most known for being the idiot who flies a Type 7. That is my history within this game. I've never been a ganker. I was never a bad guy. I was never someone who murdered anybody. I got recruited into the Dark Marauders by a Silvertongue pirate orc a couple of years ago, and I had fun for the first 6 months BGSing and running missions with DMPS tags in a Type 7. Then, after being hunted down and murdered by the Space Police, IED, I brought myself a Cobra and started to fight back. That then moved. I got a Mamba because the Cobra became a death trap, and then the Mamba's great against bigs but was never good against mediums. And I ran into Nightfall Saul in Shinny, and Nightfall's reaction was, "Oh, there's that YouTuber, let's kill him." And over time hanging out with NTFS and some of the PvPers, late at night with my American friends, I decided, you know what, I'll get an FDL, I'll do a silly janky build because I hate that thing, and I'll just have fun hanging out with the PvPers, learning a bit about their ways and trying to embrace this PvP thing, which is something I'd actively avoided for many years. You can look back through my videos. I've had a few PvP fights, or a few fights have broken out of PvP generally. You know, I'd be res hunting and someone would attack us, or there'd be someone in Wolf causing trouble and I'd go out to intercept them. You know, but I wasn't someone who actively looked for PvP. I'm certainly never been a ganker or a griefer, or someone that killed noobs. My first act of piracy wasn't until I'd been in the Dark Marauders for about 5 months, I think it was 5 or 6, because I had to build and engineer a ship, and everyone knows me buying, building and engineering a ship will take months. You know, months and months and months. I'm terrible at map grinding. I hate anything to do with engineers. Usually halfway through the project I scrap it and bin it, and then the parts end up being bolted onto some other ship later on. That's generally the way my engineering goes. This is about my 9th attempt at doing an FDL, and I've finally done one that I enjoy flying. I have no interest in like getting really good at PvP, really, but Vaz has taken it upon himself to try and teach me it, and after this war with IED wraps up, at the moment we're under a ceasefire at the point I'm making this video. Any day now I don't know, I'll either be back at war with IED or back at home chilling out doing some truck driving. I honestly don't know at this point. It's up in the air. It's not in my hands, and I'm really glad it's not. As to what I do in these fights, I am trying to spiral outwards, orbit away, because I have the Gimbled weapons. I'm not using flight assist off, so I shut down my yaw flight in standard flight mode, so I can't like turn right or left or turn my ship slightly. It's pretty much planted, and I use my thrusters mainly. The reason it shows me kind of reverse skiing is not actually me reverse skiing. I'm always boosting forward, but I'm really yanking on laterals, thrusters and up and down, and it creates these sort of weird mad angles my ship moves at to try and make me more difficult to hit. This is not the way. This is not how you fight. If you want to get good at PvP, you need to learn to use flight assist off, learn how to fly properly, and get good at aiming fixed weapons. You know, what I do is try and combat what they do. You know, I don't have the skill to do what they do. I make 3 mistakes in this fight. 1, I take my eye off the ball and slightly too early. 2, had that ram been timed slightly better when his shields had gone down, I would have taken way less damage. And 3, I cooked myself too early. I should have not gone silent running straight away. I should have stuck around just having the fight as it was before going silent running. But given those 3 mistakes, and given how bad I am at PvP, I am happy with this fight and the way this fight went. This is actually a fun, good showing for myself. I'll let this one play out and say again thank you to Mayrune for coming down to an FDL, and yeah, respect to Mayrune of IED. Enjoy the rest of this fight, and that's all from me. Thanks for watching.
Malfunction.
Oh, fire. The bank was just to build up heat.
Module malfunction. Taking heat damage. Module malfunction. Module malfunction.
And if you've got banks in theory, you've got more hull than he has.
Module malfunction. Incoming mission. Critical message.
Yeah, his is going down quicker than yours, because if he's running banks, he's got at least one less.
Temperature critical. Module malfunction.
He's hoping that it just he lets you cook long enough, you'll eventually die.
Module malfunction.
Worst plan of it.
Integrity critical. Warning, taking heat damage. Under attack. Module malfunction. Module malfunction. Module malfunction. Module malfunction. Temperature critical. Module malfunction. Canopy integrity at 50%. Module malfunction. Module malfunction.
Oh Christ. But that's inevitable at that point.
Module malfunction. Module malfunction. Warning, taking heat damage. Module malfunction. Canopy compromised. Module malfunction.
This Hazres is just like fucking Christmas of death.
Critical. Module
Unbelievable.
malfunction.
Queue after queue of decent sized mid-large ships that all just want to die.
Module malfunction. Canopy compromised. Module malfunction. Warning, taking heat damage. Module malfunction.
Flying on sight. Yeah.